Hi friends, welcome back to another video of Sharon Zoology. So in this session, we are going to learn about the respiratory gas exchange. Respiratory gas exchange or gaseous exchange. So in our body, gaseous exchange takes place in two regions. Gaseous exchange takes place in between alveoli and blood. Similarly, gaseous exchange takes place in between blood and systemic tissues. These are the two sides of gaseous exchange in our body. So in our body, gaseous exchange takes place in between alveoli and blood and between blood and tissue. These are the two sides of exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide or the exchange of respiratory gases. And here oxygen from these alveoli diffuses to the blood. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the blood are diffuses to the alveoli. Oxygen from the blood are diffuses to the systemic tissue. Then carbon dioxide from the systemic tissues are diffuses to the blood. And here these are the two sides of gaseous exchange. And here this gaseous exchange takes place on the basis of pressure gradient. This gaseous exchange takes place on the basis of pressure gradient or concentration gradient. So it takes place on the basis of pressure or concentration gradient. So pressure or concentration gradient by a process called as simple diffusion. So the mechanism of gaseous exchange by means of simple diffusion. Respiratory gas exchange takes place by simple diffusion. And several factors affect the diffusion of gases between alveoli and blood and between blood and tissue. So several factors affect the rate of diffusion of gases. Then factors affecting the rate of diffusion of gases are partial pressure of gases, concentration of gases, another one is solubility of gases, and finally the thickness of respiratory membrane or diffusion membrane. These are the factors affect the rate of diffusion of gases between alveoli and blood and between blood and tissue. First one is partial pressure of gases. What is partial pressure? The pressure exerted by the individual gas in a mixture of gas called as partial pressure. This partial pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of gases. It is directly proportional to the concentration of gases. Because when concentration of gases increases, its partial pressure will also increase. When concentration increases, partial pressure will also increase. So this partial pressure is directly proportional to the concentration of gases. So different partial pressure of respiratory gases includes. So the partial pressure of gases in sea level. In sea level, partial pressure of gases in inhaled air. Inhaled air means we inhale the atmospheric air. So partial pressure of gases in atmospheric air or inhaled air. Partial pressure of gases in our alveolar air enters the alveolar air, and the partial pressure of gases in exhaled air. So here, the partial pressure of gases like partial pressure of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapors. Because atmosphere contains a mixture of gases, so the inhaled air or atmospheric air contains a mixture of gases where the partial pressure of nitrogen in inhaled air is 597 mmHg. Because we know nitrogen concentration is higher in atmosphere than other gases. So this nitrogen exerts a high pressure than other gases. So partial pressure of nitrogen in atmosphere is 597 mmHg. Partial pressure of oxygen 159 mmHg. Then partial pressure of carbon dioxide is only 0.3 mmHg. Because carbon dioxide concentration comparatively least in atmosphere, so it exerts a lesser pressure than other gases. So carbon dioxide pressure is 0.3 mmHg. Then partial pressure of water vapor. Partial pressure of water vapor is 3.7 mmHg. So these are the partial pressure of gases in inhaled air or the atmospheric air. The total pressure of these gases is one atmospheric pressure is about 760 mmHg. This is the total pressure of gases in inhaled air. Then this air is inhaled to the alveoli. When this air reaches the alveoli, the pressure exerted by these individual gases changes. So here this alveolar air, partial pressure of nitrogen in alveolar air is 569 mmHg. Partial pressure of nitrogen in alveoli is 569. Partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli is 104. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide in alveoli is 40 mmHg. Then partial pressure of water vapors in alveoli is 47 mmHg. Total pressure is 760 mmHg. Next, the partial pressure of gases in expired air. The gases partial pressure in expired air are partial pressure of nitrogen 566 mmHg, partial pressure of oxygen 120 mmHg, then partial pressure of carbon dioxide 27 mmHg, and partial pressure of water vapors 47 mmHg. See here. Here the comparison of alveolar air and expired air. See here. What is the partial pressure of oxygen in alveolar air? In alveolar air, the partial pressure of oxygen is 104 mmHg. While in expired air, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 120 mmHg. That means this exhaled air contains a higher concentration of oxygen than the alveolar air. See here, the exhaled air contains higher concentration of oxygen than the alveolar air. Why? Because we know in alveoli, suppose this is the alveoli. This inhaled air contains oxygen, and this oxygen diffuses to the capillary surrounding this alveoli when it reaches the alveoli. So what happened to the oxygen concentration? Oxygen concentration decreases in alveoli. At the same time, what is this exhaled air? This exhaled air means air move away from the alveoli. That means suppose this is the alveoli. From the alveoli it is transported to the respiratory bronchiole, bronchus, finally trachea and nose, nasal cavity, nose, and eliminated to the atmosphere. See, we know this is the conducting part of our respiratory system. Conducting part. During inhalation, in a single breath, that is our tidal volume. In a single breath, about 500 ml air inhaled during a normal inspiration. From this 500, about 150 ml blocked in this conducting part, and remaining 350 ml reaches the alveoli. So we have some dead air in our conducting part. During exhalation, this exhaled air is actually a mixture of the air from alveoli as well as this air in this conducting part. Exhaled air is the mixture of air from the alveoli as well as the air in the conducting part. This conducting part contains some dead air. So exhaled air is the mixture of the dead air also. That dead air also contains a higher concentration of oxygen. Therefore, this exhaled air have a higher concentration of oxygen than the alveolar air. Because exhaled air is the mixture of air moved from the alveoli as well as the air in the conducting part or the dead air in the conducting part. Therefore, exhaled air has higher concentration of oxygen than the alveolar air. So these form the partial pressure of gases in inhaled air, alveolar air and exhaled air. So next is the comparison of partial pressure of respiratory gases in body and atmosphere. The comparison of partial pressure of respiratory gases in body and atmosphere. See, respiratory gases are oxygen and carbon dioxide. These are the respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then partial pressure of oxygen in atmosphere is 159 mmHg. So partial pressure of oxygen in atmosphere is 159 millimeter of mercury. Then partial pressure of oxygen in body. Body includes alveoli of body, oxygenated blood in body, deoxygenated blood and tissues in body. So partial pressure of oxygen in our alveoli is 104 mmHg. In oxygenated blood, it is 95 mmHg. In deoxygenated blood, it is 40 mmHg. In tissues are also 40 mmHg. So partial pressure of oxygen in atmosphere and body, the comparison of partial pressure of oxygen in atmosphere and body. In this comparison, partial pressure of oxygen in atmosphere is 159. In body, the partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli is 104, oxygenated blood 95 mmHg, deoxygenated blood 40 mmHg, and tissues also 40 mmHg. So in this comparison, we can identify that compared to body in atmosphere, partial pressure of oxygen is higher. Compared to body in atmosphere, PO2 is very higher than body. Because in atmosphere, oxygen pressure is 159, while in body, even in alveoli, the oxygen pressure is only 104 mm. Similarly, partial pressure of carbon dioxide in atmosphere is 0.3 mmHg. Then in body, in alveoli, the PCO2 is about 40 mmHg. In oxygenated blood, it is 40 mmHg. In deoxygenated blood, it is 45 mmHg. In systemic tissues are also the partial pressure of carbon dioxide is 45 mmHg. So partial pressure of carbon dioxide in atmosphere is 0.3. In body, it is 40 mmHg in alveoli, 40 mm in oxygenated blood, 45 in deoxygenated as well as tissues. So in this comparison, compared to body in atmosphere, PCO2 is lesser. Compared to body in atmosphere, PCO2, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is lesser. So this is the comparison of partial pressure of respiratory gases in body and atmosphere. And here, this is one of the factors which affect the gaseous exchange or the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between alveoli and blood and tissue. Because gases always move from its high pressure to low pressure. Gases always move from its high pressure to low pressure because it is simple diffusion. So this partial pressure is one of the factors which affect the gaseous exchange. Another factor which affect the gaseous exchange is solubility of gases. See, the diffusion solubility relation is when solubility increases, the rate of diffusion will also increases. When solubility increases, the rate of diffusion will also increases. Our respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide are highly soluble. So their diffusion rate also higher because they are highly soluble. But in a comparison, this carbon dioxide is about 20 to 25 times more soluble than oxygen. This carbon dioxide is about 20 to 25 times more soluble than oxygen. Okay, so this is another factor which affects the gaseous exchange, solubility of gases. When solubility increases, rate of diffusion also increases. In our respiratory gases, this solubility is favorable for increasing the rate of diffusion of gases. Next factor which affects the rate of diffusion of gases in our alveoli is the thickness of diffusion membrane or respiratory membrane. See, these form the respiratory membrane. These membranes are respiratory membrane. We already learned about it. Respiratory membrane. You know our respiratory membrane. Our respiratory membrane consists. This is the simple squamous epithelium of alveoli. The simple squamous epithelium. The simple squamous epithelium of alveoli. And this is basement membrane, and this is the endothelium of alveolar capillary. Endothelium of this alveolar capillary. This is a capillary surrounding this alveoli. So the diffusion membrane formed of three major layers. They are the simple squamous epithelium of alveoli, the basement membrane, and the endothelium of alveolar capillary. This form the respiratory membrane or diffusion membrane. Total thickness of these three membranes are less than 1 millimeter. Total thickness of these three membranes are less than 1 millimeter. That means it is very thin, and this is favorable for increasing the rate of diffusion of gases. So these are the factors affecting the rate of diffusion of gases. The factors are partial pressure of gases, concentration of gases, solubility of gases, and the thickness of diffusion membrane constitute the factors affecting the rate of diffusion of respiratory gases. So in our body, these are the two sites of gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange takes place in between alveoli and blood, similarly between blood and tissue. These are the two sites of gaseous exchange in our body. And here, this is the pulmonary gaseous exchange. Pulmonary exchange. Pulmonary gas exchange. Pulmonary gas exchange means exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between alveoli and blood is known as pulmonary gas exchange. Pulmonary gas exchange or external respiration. Pulmonary gas exchange or external respiration. Next, similarly, the gas exchange between blood and systemic tissue. Exchange between blood and systemic tissue. This exchange between blood and systemic tissue called systemic exchange. Systemic exchange or internal respiration. Thus, the gaseous exchange includes pulmonary exchange or external respiration and systemic exchange or internal respiration. Exchange between alveoli and blood is external respiration or pulmonary exchange. Exchange between blood and tissue called as systemic exchange or the internal respiration. Okay. Suppose this is a systemic tissue. We know the partial pressure of respiratory gases in systemic tissue. Partial pressure of respiratory gases in systemic tissues are PO2. The partial pressure of oxygen in the systemic tissue is 40 mmHg. Similarly, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in systemic tissue is 45 mmHg. So oxygen pressure is lesser in systemic tissue than carbon dioxide because this is a site of utilization of oxygen and site of production of carbon dioxide. And this is the blood which leave from this tissue. We know the blood which leave from the tissues are deoxygenated blood rich in carbon dioxide. So this is the blood which leave from the tissue. Blood from the tissues are collected by venules. Venules reaches the vein. And these veins are collectively called as systemic veins. Deoxygenated blood passes through the systemic vein. We know about the partial pressure of respiratory gases in deoxygenated blood. So the blood which passes through the systemic veins are deoxygenated blood where the PO2 is 40 mmHg and PCO2 is 45 mmHg. The blood which passes through the systemic tissue. And this deoxygenated blood opens to right atrium. Right atrium opens to right ventricle. Right ventricle to pulmonary artery. So this is pulmonary artery. So this pulmonary artery carries this deoxygenated blood to the capillary surrounding this alveoli. This is a capillary surrounding alveoli. So pulmonary artery transport this deoxygenated blood to the capillary surrounding alveoli. That means the blood which come towards this alveoli, are deoxygenated blood where the PO2 is 40 mmHg and PCO2 is 45 mmHg. So the blood which come towards this alveoli are deoxygenated blood. And when this blood reaches the capillary surrounding this alveoli, there is a pressure gradient difference occurs in between alveoli and blood. What is the pressure gradient difference? In alveoli, PO2 is 104 mmHg, PCO2 is 40 mmHg. So here, when this deoxygenated blood passes through this capillary surrounding this alveoli, a pressure gradient difference occurs in between alveoli and blood. By this pressure difference, gases move from its high pressure to low pressure. So as a result, what happened? Oxygen moves from its high pressure to low pressure. Oxygen diffuses from this alveoli to blood. What happened to the oxygen concentration in the blood? Oxygen concentration in the blood will increases because large amount of oxygen is added from alveoli to blood. So what happened to the oxygen concentration? Oxygen concentration increases. That means the partial pressure of oxygen will also increases. So oxygen concentration increases from 40 to 95. When this deoxygenated blood passes through the capillaries surrounding this alveoli, what happened? Oxygen from the alveoli are added to the blood. So oxygen concentration in the blood will increases. So the PO2 increases from 40 to 95. Similarly, the carbon dioxide from the blood that diffuses to the alveoli from its high concentration to low concentration. From PCO2 45 to PO2 45. PCO2 40. From PCO2 45 to PCO2 40. From capillary surrounding alveoli to alveoli. So what happened to the carbon dioxide concentration? When the blood passes through the capillaries surrounding these alveoli, carbon dioxide from the blood are diffuses to the alveoli. So PCO2 decreases. The partial pressure of carbon dioxide decreases. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide decreases from 45 to 40. The blood becomes oxygenated. This oxygenated blood passes through this pulmonary vein. See, this is the pulmonary vein. So this oxygenated blood passes through the pulmonary vein, and through the pulmonary vein it opens to left atrium. Left atrium opens to left ventricle. Left ventricle to aorta, and this aorta branches as arteries, and these arteries passes through the body organs are systemic arteries. Aorta branches as arteries, and these arteries passes through the body organs are called as systemic arteries. What kind of blood passes through this systemic artery? Oxygenated blood passes through the systemic artery. In this oxygenated blood, that means the blood which passes through the systemic artery where the PO2 is 95 mmHg and PCO2 is 40 mmHg. Then this oxygenated blood passes to the or transported to the capillary surrounding this tissue. This is the capillary surrounding tissue. So this oxygenated blood passes through the capillary surrounding tissue. That means the blood which come towards this capillary surrounding tissues are oxygenated blood where the PO2 is 95, PCO2 is 40. When this oxygenated blood passes through the capillary surrounding this systemic tissue, again a pressure gradient difference occurs in between blood and tissue. What is the difference? PO2 higher in blood, lesser in tissue. Similarly, PCO2 higher in blood, lesser in blood. PCO2 higher in tissue, lesser in blood. What happened? So the oxygen from the blood diffuses to this systemic tissue. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the tissues are diffuses to the blood. What happened to the oxygen concentration in the blood? The oxygen concentration in the blood decreases from 95 to 40 mmHg. Similarly, the carbon dioxide from the tissues are diffuses to the blood. As a result, the carbon dioxide concentration in the blood will increases. So, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide increases from 40 to 45 when it passes through the capillary surrounding tissue. So here the gaseous section takes place in between alveoli and blood and tissue. And in this gaseous section, maximum amount of oxygen added to the blood from where? Maximum amount of oxygen added to the blood from alveoli to the capillary surrounding alveoli. Then the maximum amount of oxygen added from the blood where the maximum amount of oxygen added from the blood passes through the capillary surrounding tissue to the systemic tissue. These are the two sites of gaseous exchange by a process of simple diffusion. So these form the mechanism of gaseous exchange. Okay. And thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe, share and like my channel, Sharon Zoology. Okay. Thank you. See you.